In this screencast, we'll be practicing the select statement. Select statements in SQL are used to just pull data out of a database. And we'll need to be good enough at this to be able to pull whatever data we want, regardless of what the question is. So let's start with a simple one. I'm still working in my students database. And let's go ahead and select everything. So I can write select all from students. Now when I click go, we get every value. And up top here you see there's 0 through 14, 15 in total. And it took a fraction of a second, a very small amount of time. And I get everything. Okay, that's pretty simple. Let's go ahead and select specifically only the first name. So I can select first name from students, like so. So all we're doing is selecting data right now, and it's selecting my first names. Okay, so the next step would be, let's pick out more things. Okay, so I'm going to select, instead of the star, which means all, I'll do first name, last name from students. And I can click go like that. So now I get my students. So the way select statements work is you can simply grab whatever fields you want and select them. Now you'll notice that in our textbook we have inserting, selecting, and then using conditionals. Well, let's go ahead and take care of this for a second. Okay, I'm going to use some conditionals to get whatever data I want, because conditionals are part of the select statement. So what I'm going to do is say, okay, well let's go ahead and select only people who are seniors. Okay, so I would select all from students where year in school is equal to senior. So this is your where statement. And if you click go, we would get, hopefully, the only senior, Joe Bag of Donuts. Now, because this is a variable character and not a number, we can't do less than or greater than. We can't do comparisons the way you might expect in programming. So let's say we wanted to have only students whose student number is less than 200,000. Select all from students where student number is less than 200,000, like so. And then I just end my statement. Okay, so now I get all the ones that have smaller amounts of students. So we'll get into more complicated where statements, but this in a nutshell is how you can use a where statement. So let's say we had some people who were in an older program called Web and not WebD. Well, in order to figure out the one student who needs his program updated, I would write SQL, select all from students where program is equal to, and we saw his value was Web instead of WebD, so we'll go to Web, just like that. And whammo, we can go ahead and select that, and we get our one Web student who is an old school guy who is still in his freshman year, but he needs that updated to WebD. And that's how we can do basic level select statements. It's going to get more complicated, but I recommend that in this week's homework you focus on inserts, selects, deletes, and updates, okay?